Why did your administration allow this thing to be made known to the public via a leak in a newspaper?
Well, Cliff, examine your own statement. Why would we leak? In other words,
In other words, let me put it the
yeah.
other way then. Why didn't you come to the Jamaican people and tell the Jamaican people early in the day that this is what we are
So
considering?
let's just be clear on this. And I'm very happy you asked the question because there is a notion that Jamaicans believe that everything, all negotiations happen in public.
No.
And that is not the case, especially with bilateral negotiations. They take place as two independent diplomatic relations, two independent countries pursuing diplomatic relations, and they sit, they discuss back and forth, emails, diplomatic notes, until you come to the final document. And once the final document is done and signed, with usually within the document, there is the process by which it is made public. Some documents, the parties agree that this is protected under their Secrecy Act, so it can't be released. Others, they say, with the advice or the consent, this is released. The TCN, obviously, we would have had to come to the public and say, this is what we're doing. Unfortunately, it was, as you said, leaked and conflated with a program that is just the government thinking way in advance so that when a crisis reaches us, right, we know what we're going to do. We are using our foreign policy for our economic and social
Mr. Prime
development.
Minister, the difficulty with that
Yes.
about sovereignty is that you have in the President of the United States of America a man who does not respect sovereignty, a man who, it is viewed, yes, is not schooled in the art of diplomacy, a man who is prepared to march into another country and take out a prime minister, and
A
that
president.
a president in Maduro, and it is felt, it is being said on the streets of Jamaica that your administration is afraid of him. You're actually,
Again,
the term is you are so scared of him that you are ducking certain things and kowtowing to this man, to the Trump
Cliff,
administration.
let me be clear.
Yes.
I know, examine your own statement. We took
I'm
very
putting
long.
to, I'm putting
but,
to you,
but I'm responding to
and
you.
I'm putting to you the sentiments on the streets
And I-
that the Holness administration, unlike the Michael Manley administration of the 1970s, who stood up for Jamaica, that you're not prepared to do that.
Cliff, why are you pulling me back into the 70s? I addressed it in Parliament.
I'm contextualizing.
Contextualizing. But let's be clear. Your previous comment to me was that we took very long to agree. Is that a country kowtowing? Is that a country running at everything that is placed before us? We have been asked to do many things before and we have not. We have made sure it complies with our law, that it suits our political timetable, that it is in our interest, and it is in the interest of our friends. That's what we do. I'm not about to go on a pedestal of revolutionarism. I'm not a revolutionary. I've never sought to wear that mantle. The mantle I wear is to protect Jamaica, not on an ideological platform, which all the people who make those comments are ideologue, locked in the 70s and can't see what is in front of them. You know, you talk about the President of the United States. He may, yes, he is the leading superpower now in the world, without question. But he's not the only powerful person in the world, as it is now. The notion of a unipolar world, that's gone. We are living now in what is considered to be a multipolar world. And in that multipolar world, countries are either competing or cooperating. And Jamaica has to figure out the areas in which it is going to compete and the areas in which it is going to cooperate for its national interest. So we have to understand how we position ourselves in a multipolar world. And that I think Jamaica has exercised its foreign policy in this regard excellently. We have avoided conflicts, we have avoided challenges, and we are a country that is considered, which is highly considered, highly reputable, a country that has done extremely well.
Therefore, you must be wondering, how are you going to be dealing with the U.S. Ambassador designate, Carrie Lake, who told the U.S. Foreign Relations Committee examining her nomination to be the next U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica that one of her 4 priorities is to ensure that China's growing influence in Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean is halted and America become once again the preeminent power in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Again, I do not speak on U.S. strategy and their interests. I speak on Jamaica's strategy and our interests and how we cooperate.
How your administration had been not forthcoming, not quick enough to agree to a TCN, unlike your other colleague countries in the Caribbean.
Cliff.
And this was part of an effort
Cliff,
to
can
force your hand.
Cliff, can you blame...
Is there any credence to that? That
Well,
this
well,
was
first
done
of
to
all,
force your hand.
Well, I'm going to address that question, but your first assertion that we were slow. We were very deliberate in what we do. We considered carefully because we understand the Jamaican public, the Jamaican psyche, and how Miss Matty in Northeast Manchester is going to view it as if, the US is coming to dump unwanted persons in our country to create a problem for us. The issue is far more than that and deeper than that, and nobody's looking to dump. Nobody's looking to create a problem. Now, was our hands forced? Were we coerced? Absolutely not. And this is what I would wish my Jamaican people to appreciate. You have in me and in my government a prime minister and ministers who stand up for you, who seek to get the best deals for you. And I listen keenly to the response of the leader of the opposition to the TCN program. And I noticed he did not say he wouldn't have done it. I noticed he didn't say we should reject it. He said, well, it's just a pity it had to come out in this way. We should have come to the public before. But as anyone knows, and I've explained before, you can't come until you are finished with all the negotiations, everything is signed and done. So though we have signed the MOU, it is not yet implemented. It's not complete because the operationalization is not complete. Now, as soon as that is done, then we would have called a press conference. We would have said, this is what it's doing. You believe that we could have done this in secret, a plane land with 25 people. It would be all over the news. So I find it, the panic around it is almost to the point of being ridiculous, honestly. And I see people, forgive me, Cliff, for cutting you off, but I see people WhatsApping me and sending me a message, why would we do this to our country? I said, please sit and think carefully about what you're saying. We're not doing anything that 28 other countries, including within this region, have done. The United States has asked countries that it considers its friends to assist them in managing their immigration challenges. Now, who are we as Jamaicans? Are we part of the global system? Are we a friend of the United States? Are we looking to the United States to assist with things? Do we only assist in exchange for something? Is the relationship always transactional? And these are questions that we have to start to ask ourselves. I urge Jamaicans to put away the notion of thinking about our relationships only in the prism of the 70s and 80s. Now is a different time. Jamaica is an independent country. Jamaica is a country that is part of a multilateral system.
Your cabinet minister, former ambassador to the US, Audrey Marks, did she offer Jamaica, yes, would be willing to accept up to 10,000 illegal aliens in America?
Well, I suspect you mean in Jamaica,
in Jamaica.
but absolutely not.